Welcome to the Media Bubble Podcast. It's the podcast that talks about all geeky media related topics. I'm Fredrik and he's Karol. Let's get this show on the road.
Hi everyone. So today we're back again with just another free talking discussing episode.
Yeah, we have done one of these in the past, and I actually somewhat want to make more of these future on in the channel, because I don't know, I just kind of feel like these are nice, relaxing. I kind of also feel like these are somewhat what a podcast is kind of supposed to be. You're just two people talking and maybe you don't really know the direction, but it's kind of fun in the way.
Yeah, have you heard about the My Brother and Me podcast?
No.
So basically they have like a set direction. They answer questions from listeners, but most of the part it's not really that. They just talk about whatever.
We kind of can't make these kind of episode all the time, because when we kind of are making this episode, we're kind of talking about media that has happened just at this point of time, and so we kind of chose the direction of our podcast channel to be about topics, so that they wouldn't really feel that out of place timing wise with what we are talking about all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad we can just chat. I actually wanted to ask you because this is gonna spoil the data a little bit, but we just had a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, I thought we could talk about little about that one too. So there was a Direct this what was it, February 8th or something like that?
Yeah, 4 days ago.
Yeah, and that I guess I'm not really sure if like a lot of new things were announced. We kind of got a look at more stuff in those games, like Pikmin 4 was like the first game that they showed off with a new trailer, and Pikmin 4 was a game that we already knew about, but here are some new details, I guess you can say.
Yeah, like like as you said, like a lot of the games we knew they were coming. It's just more stuff. And with Pikmin 4, they added, I think it was Ice Pikmin and like the dog companion they can ride.
Yeah, that was kind of what the main trailer kind of showed off. It was Ice Pikmin, which can apparently freeze some enemies and also freeze water so at some times. And there was also kind of a somewhat of a dog that you could ride on.
Yeah, just like more improvements, more
use.
Pikmin.
Yeah, it kind of just makes more different variation on how you can manage a task, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it.
Well, Karol and I actually we played Pikmin 3 somewhat when that originally came out, and we actually really enjoyed the multiplayer. I remember, like we have played the Pikmin 3 multiplayer quite a lot.
Yeah, it got really fierce at one point.
It's surprisingly fun, to be honest.
I think it's fun because there's so many opportunities to screw over your opponent.
Yeah, it's this bingo card, and you're supposed to collect different stuff to get bingo, but at the same time you can also sabotage the other player.
Yeah, so like you're near a bingo and just like, God damn it, he stole my like strawberry or like apple. I'm never gonna forgive you. And then you also have cherries.
Yeah, I remember one time where I got really angry at you because I had left my some of my Pikmin forces some other place. I think they were carrying something home. So I was walking, and you had a big Pikmin army.
Yeah, you can just steal.
And you chose war that day. you chose to attack me and destroy like every Pikmin I had. Like I think I got a game over because you had killed all my Pikmins.
But it's so funny because yeah, like you can choose to be peaceful. You can just not to extract, or you can just go like, oh, he has this fruit, and I have more Pikmin. I can just steal them from him, and it sets you back so far.
I got really angry at that time because you had never done something like that before. I had not done something like that before, so that just made me angry that you killed all my Pikmins.
The ultimate betrayal. I don't play Pikmin that much. I only play. I actually wanted to derail just a little bit. I keep playing Pikmin Go.
Really?
Yeah, since I installed it, I use it pretty regularly. In fact.
Well, what can you do even in that game?
Basically, it's Pokemon Go with Pikmin. You go around town, you collect bulbs. Bulbs hatch into Pikmins, and you can send Pikmins to get like fruits, defeat mushrooms. You can plant flowers. It's pretty it's relaxing. Like I like if you just enjoy walking around town, just pop on Pikmin Bloom and you can have and it can show you like fun places to visit.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What happened more in this direct? Let's see. Samba Shake It Amigo, Samba del Amigo game. Let's see. Splatoon 3.
Yeah, oh my god. I made a giant mistake because when Splatoon 3 came out, I played the demo and I thought, okay, I have to play the Splatoon 2. And I played it. I played through the main story. I played through the DLC. It's hard as nails. I played some online and I was like out Splatooned. So I didn't play the third one. But now they announced Splatoon 3 Side Order. And it's like, I need to play it.
Yeah, it was something like what they announced is kind of the first the Inkopolis from the first game. It's kind of returning.
Yeah, so it's like a new hub for the game. Basically, it's like a part of the DLC scheme that they have going on.
Yeah, but the thing that I found so weird about this new hub is that I don't really think that it changes what you can buy on the stores or something like that.
Nope,
so it's kind of just it's kind of just a visual change for the hub world, I guess.
Yeah, but it's also weird because they introduced back the Squid Sisters and they also sing during Splatfests. So does that mean they also worked as announcers for the for the Splatfests or what?
Well, they are multi-talented, Karol.
They are. They're queens and we stan. But side order. I'll just give my 2 cents why I'm hyped. It's Agent 8. It's continuation of Splatoon Story Mode 2 from the Oct expansion. The name Side Order is relating back to the final Splatfest of the game where there was Side Chaos and Side Order. So it's kind of people think it's a what if scenario if this final Splatfest was won by Side Order.
Oh, okay.
And it's also like a food pun because it's like, yeah, you get your hamburger and your side order, which is also fits with food theme in Splatoon. It's so good.
Yeah, there was something like that the last Splatfest determined the direction of the third game or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to play Splatoon 3 yet.
I've only played during the open beta. I think I even sent you I think I texted you about it, right?
I think so too, but that was some time ago, I think now.
Yeah, we gotta play Splatoon, man.
let's see, what happened more? Two worlds, one suspenseful. It was kind of that police game with no, they are in kind of this computer detective simulator.
Oh yeah, I thought it looked interesting.
Yeah, it looked more interesting than I thought. I thought that this was going to be some kind of a Phoenix Wright, no, not Phoenix Wright, Professor Layton kind of game, but then suddenly it kind of like, oh, there's combat in this game.
Yeah, like apparently you turn into like furries, and you shoot bows and like not kill, but like apparently it's so weird. It's like detective game crossed with like real action, like real time combat. I think.
Yeah, I think RPG, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right actually. So I'm intrigued.
Let's.
They also announced Code Vein.
They did.
Yeah. So basically, do you know Danganronpa?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know Danganronpa. Okay,
Yeah.
now I understand what this is going.
My condolences. So, it's the game from the same creator. He since then left. I think I don't remember the team that he worked on, but it's like his new release, and it's also this kind of same style, kind of setting, but it's also detective with spirits and supernatural abilities.
Oh.
And I'm for it. I want to play it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure if you want. For saying, let's see, what happened more? Turn your fashion dreams into reality. Sure. Let's see. Bayonetta Origins. Yeah, they had a game which kind of was like Bayonetta Origins on. I think this is supposed to connect with the third game as well. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like the origins of Bayonetta and how I guess she became a witch.
Yeah, I mean, it was still kind of teased at the end of Bayonetta 3, because they included one of the levels as a secret level in the third game.
Yeah, they did.
Also, they had Mega Man Battle Network series.
I guess they did.
Yeah, like, when I saw that, my brain exploded.
Well, have you played those before?
Yes, I played 2 Battle Networks, and I didn't know there were so many of them because they're so good.
I have. So you have played them, okay?
Yeah, like Battle Network is my Mega Man. That's the one I'm most familiar with.
Oh, okay. He's my Mega Man.
He's my Mega Man. He's my man. That's Mega.
He's my Mega Man. Yeah, let's see what happened more. Well, let's see. Illusion Island, a Mickey Mouse game with 4 players, where you can choose between Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Minnie. Looks somewhat fun, actually. It looks kind of like a Rayman game.
Yeah, that also what it would reminded me of. But I wouldn't play it.
Maybe. If it has good reviews and things like that when it comes out, maybe I could pick it up and maybe we could play it in that case.
Why not? But actually, I was more excited about Kirby Star Allies.
Oh, they're adding some.
They're adding an epilogue.
Star Isle. No way, wasn't that Return to Dreamland?
It's the one with like a lot of power-ups. It's the one we played.
Yeah, on the Wii. That's Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
Yeah, so it's Dreamland in that case.
Deluxe.
They're
adding a new episode there.
Yeah, like a redemption arc for Maglor. I feel it is.
I'm not sure about the redemption arc, but it's him getting his power back, from what I can understand.
And he also opened like a amusement park.
Yeah. Amusement park.
It's cute.
Hmm. Yeah, that was like I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Like it doesn't really feel like he's like how the mode explained is that you're kind of trying to add points so he can restore more of his powers and you can use more of his powers as it goes on. So it kind of what I kind of understand is that he can't really do much in the beginning, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, actually, but and they also say like, oh, you can build him the way you want. You can spec him, and build his abilities in the order any order you want. But like, he's still gonna end up the same end with him full powered.
Yeah. Let's see. There's apparently coming a remastered for the first Metroid Prime game. That looks interesting.
It's the one in first person, right?
Yeah, it's the one in first person mode, kind of a more 3D Metroid game. Metroid Prime originally came out on the GameCube by Rare, and the Metroid Prime series, from what I can understand, they have never really sold that well, but they have always had a very critically good following.
That's kind of the way with almost every single good game, I feel like.
Let's see. Wave 2 of Fire Emblem Engage has apparently already come out.
Yeah.
Which is weird because the game has kind of like the game has been out for 1 week and we have already 2 waves of DLC.
And they also announced like an epilogue too, later down the line.
Like it's like they have developed things that they were purposely not putting in the game to sell later on.
I mean, this kind of direct kind of cementified Nintendo's new strategy. With Splatoon, they have like a wave of content. Then we have Fire Emblem Engage, also spread out content. We have new Mario Kart course, Yoshi's Island, also on the course booster pack.
Yeah, that course looked kind of fun. The way to apparently a brand new course made for the game.
Yeah, I can appreciate that because they kind of had a tendency lately to just pick courses from the mobile game.
Yeah, that kind of was just what it was. It wanted a lot of original tracks, so kind of appreciated when a new or a new track comes up, and apparently also Bird Away is coming back.
I actually wanted to derail the conversation a little bit and talk about just Nintendo Direct in general. So when you see all of the games announced, say like last year, out of all of the games last year you've been interested in, how many have you been playing?
Not a lot. Video games nowadays comes and goes for me. Like there's times where I'm really playing a lot, and I right now I'm kind of in a dry period, I would say, where I don't play super much right now. Like the games that I kind of have been playing is kind of the ones that was on my top 5 list from what was it last month when we did that video.
But I can also see why. Like as you said, it's top 5 and you're playing them. It's just that there's so many games coming out, you don't really have time to play all of them.
Yeah, there's so many games that comes out, and directs are like something I have learned by video game directs is that there's so many games that you look at, and there's some that you that interest you, but there are so many games there that you kind of forget half of the stuff that they are talking about. Like sometimes I have gone back to E3 press conference and some of the older years, and I have seen games that was announced there, and I'm kind of just like wondering, wait, what happened to that game?
Yeah, like it came out. It's just that there's also other games coming out still.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting when I saw it. What happened?
But I kind of feel the same way like you. I also have just dry periods when I don't play anything, and there's also times when I play a lot of games. Actually, I was really proud of myself last year because, I mean, after we recorded the episode, I actually started playing other games from the previous Nintendo Direct episode we recorded.
Oh, really? Like what?
Bear and Breakfast.
Oh, okay.
It was the game about managing a hotel chain as a bear.
Okay.
It's really good. I sung like for now 12 hours into it. It has a good like get materials, build hotel, see what they need, build hotel. And I also got another game, OFK, which I also wanted to play.
Yeah.
Which like already made 3 games that came out that year that I played, which never usually happens.
Okay. Let's see. This direct. Good that you're playing again, Karol, I guess.
Yeah.
For fun. I guess this direct kind of ended with the new Legend of Zelda games. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. A new trailer. Which this game. When was the Breath of the Wild released? Like that was like 2017 or something. So
wasn't this like a launch title?
Yeah, it was a launch title. So I guess it has been out for a while now.
It doesn't feel like it like a lot of time has passed, but it's been already so many years.
Yeah, it has been so many years, which I find surprising that it has taken so long time for them to make a remake to Breath of the Wild when they already had so many resources made, but I guess that just proves on how much content they are going to put into the sequel.
Would you consider yourself hyped?
For some reason I'm not. Well, to be honest, like I haven't been the biggest Zelda guy before. Like I really like Breath of the Wild. Like that is one of the best games I think I've ever played. But I haven't really played a lot of Zelda before then. So a lot of elements that maybe for people are like, oh, they put this into the game, I maybe wouldn't know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the same boat as you. But I think what they announced was they added more games to their cloud service. You know, like Game Boy titles and Nintendo.
Oh yeah, they did. Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah, and in those were the Link titles, like Minish Cap and the original Legend of Zelda.
I'm not sure about the original Legend of Zelda, but the ones that were on the Game Boy, I guess.
Yeah. So we have like opportunity to get into series, but I don't think I will.
Probably. The problem with today and the problem with that we are older is that we don't have as much time as we used to. So playing these amount of games and the hours that you need to complete with these types of games, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, like let's talk about that actually. Like some games are unreasonably long, and for example, like we work, and we're also supposed to have like actual lives outside of us playing games, recording other activities like meeting family.
Games are also really long today too. You like, do you remember when that Crash trilogy came out?
Yeah,
and it was like remix of the 3 games, and I remember playing the first game, and it kind of just brought me back in some ways of, yeah, games maybe wasn't that long before.
Yeah, I mean, for God's sake, we speed ran the second game. How much time did it take us? The third one.
That didn't that took a surprisingly short amount of time. Like we had a versus on Crash Bandicoot 3, which now that we have mentioned it, I guess we kind of have to explain how it went.
God damn it!
You brought it up this time, Karol. But so in the Crash 3 versus, I was actually leading for the most amount of times, but when we were going to enter the final world, Karol had passed me, and he started to pass me with quite a lot. Actually, he was like 2 levels before me or something like that, and Karol managed to go to the final boss when I was like 2 levels behind. I had been leading for such amount of time, and it was looking like Karol was going to pass me right at the finish end. And so Karol goes into the final boss of Crash 3, and what happened there, Karol?
I choke so hard. I just get killed over and over and over again. I lost all my advantage, and Fredrik wins.
Yeah, I go into that boss fight, and I beat it in like my second time or something like that. And so an adventure that I apparently had that I didn't even know that I had was that apparently Karol hadn't beat the final boss, which I had done before.
It's such, like, I mean, I almost call it like an anime-esque situation, because it's like the race was so tight knit, and I felt like, of course I had to lose.
I was surprised on how neck in neck we were also all the time. Like we were kind of close to each other, and like it ended in such a weird way, because it was really like
anyone could win.
Yeah, it was really like I just passed you in the last second to win.
But I think
because I think you actually beat the boss some minutes after, or 1 or 2 tries after I won.
Yeah, which just compounds more about like how I should. But I think it's just a testament that Crash 3 is a really good game, and it's not super long.
Yeah, it was a perfect game to race apparently.
But what game, like, maybe not more game. Well, I had 2 questions. First one, what games are you playing currently? And the second one, have you heard about the E3 situation?
What has happened with E3?
So I think it's Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo will not be participating in this year's E3.
Well, I don't know. I kind of figured that was the direction that they were going in, I guess.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks, I guess, for the people that would be going to E3 normally, but that's kind of, I guess, what the direction of where they are going with. Like Nintendo has done these digitally directs for such a long time, so it isn't really surprising that they are doing it.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe Sony and Microsoft kind of wanted to copy that magic that Nintendo did with their directs.
Yeah, so Sony hasn't even been to, what is it, their last 3 directs? Or E3s.
But I also wanted to bring it up because it's kind of like, yeah, E3 is kind of when we made the podcast, so it kind of sucks that there won't be much to talk about this year.
Yeah, I guess you are correct. but in one way, what we talked about the last year wasn't really E3 even.
No, it wasn't. It was like games. What was it even?
it kind of just was that a lot of video games company decided to let's bring a lot of news around
the
the same time.
Yeah, I think it was like Summer of Games, right?
Yeah, something like that. Summer games maybe.
Because there was still the C word going around. I don't know if like people avoid saying that we had the plague. Um, so it was still very like we don't really want to host an event. So yeah,
Yeah.
we won't.
Yeah, but I guess the C word is kind of going away now. Like I feel like almost everything has gone back to somewhat normal now.
It does feel that, does it?
Yeah,
I would
it
have
kind
never
of
I would have never suspected that we'd be back to almost normalcy.
you would have never suspected that.
Dude, I was spiraling like when everything started like began, I was spiraling
Oh, okay.
because but you know what the reason was?
No.
Because I mean, I don't know. I just like it really hit me like, oh, everything is going to shit, and I won't be able to play Animal Crossing when it comes out.
Wasn't that the biggest game of Corona when I think about it?
Yes.
Like that game suddenly got so many more players because of the C word.
Animal Crossing hit at a perfect time. It was an installment which we've been waiting for like God knows how many years, and everybody was stuck at home playing like Good Time Simulator on their getaway island. Like,
yeah, that game came out really perfectly, I gotta say.
and I said to myself, God damn it, I will not die until I play Animal Crossing.
Well, why didn't you just maybe download it or post it?
I mean, I still got
have it delivered?
Yeah, but I was like, the panic hit.
Oh, okay. Well, it can happen, I guess.
I know it feels silly, but at the time when everything was still insecure, I was just like, God damn it! It's like the one thing I was waiting for, like for how many years.
Yeah, I remember when one game that I was waiting a lot of years for coming out was Kingdom Hearts 3. Like that, I remember Kingdom Hearts 3 was like announced 2013 and it came out like the beginning of 2019.
Yeah, 6 years ish.
Yeah, that was 6 years of, I guess, waiting for that game coming out.
But do you feel like it was worth it, the wait?
In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no, I guess. Like I have memories of every time like a trailer of Kingdom Hearts 3 dropped and how excited I was and how fun in some way that was. The game itself I felt lacked in a couple of areas. Like to make Kingdom Hearts 3, when you hear that it was development in 6 years, I feel like I would have expected a bit more content in it in that case.
I kind of feel like they made a mistake with announcing it so early.
Yeah, but that's kind of Square Enix.
That's just their modus operandi.
Yeah, that's kind of just what they do for some reason.
Yeah, I forgot. Like, hello, Final Fantasy 16 now has kind of the same deal going on.
Yeah, when is that even supposed to come out?
I don't think we have a. I'm gonna check. Actually, I don't think we have a date yet.
Like I think Square Enix is the only video game company where you like, this game is from Square Enix. Oh well, I guess it comes out in the next 5 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm looking at the date. I don't think there is a date yet. is scheduled to release exclusively for PS5 on June. Wait, it's this year,
Yeah, I thought it was this year actually.
but it's on PS5.
Yeah, did you expect something else?
No, I didn't.
Square Enix is also a company which kind of is that they are kind of always development, or their big titles are always in development on the hardware that is the most powerful, and they kind of are just development on that most powerful system in that case.
I mean, in this case, it's also their mainline title. Like, Final Fantasy 16 is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, after 15 came out, it was good, but it wasn't what they were hoping for. 14 kind of revitalized the series, and they have the same story writer for the best arcs in the MMO, working on 16.
Are you still playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot?
So going back to time, I can't find the time to play it.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find like a good time to sit down because I like the story in it so much, but it's an MMO. It takes a lot. It takes a long enough time to play.
Yeah, I guess it does.
But we actually wait. When are you gonna play 14 with me?
I haven't said that I would ever play that with you, Karol.
No, you actually said you would, but we never set a date. Because you said you wanted to be a bunny boy.
What? Have I said that?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay.
But I mean, I won't force you. It's okay if you change your mind.
Well, I don't know when it depends on time, I guess, because it sounds like a game that you need to spend some time with.
Yeah, like
so I'm not exactly sure. One game that I'm suddenly starting to get interested in playing again, that I have thought a little bit about, is Minecraft.
Really?
I haven't played Minecraft for years, and I suddenly started to maybe you can go back and create some kind of cool world or something like that.
I actually when did I play Minecraft last time? I think I played it last year. But yeah, I think it's perfectly valid feeling because it's like with Minecraft, you play it sometime, you take a long break and then you come back to it again.
Maybe I haven't played Minecraft in years. Or I did play it one time, and there was somewhere where I suddenly got to play Minecraft again, and that was kind of bad in some way because it suddenly got me remembering on how fun Minecraft was.
If you ever play Minecraft, tell me so we can play together.
Okay. Maybe. Let's see.
Maybe not.
No, I was trying to think of something that I was thinking of before, but I have somewhat forgotten. There was something that I was... Well, anyway.
Sorry, I'm laughing so much this episode.
Do you remember our kind of video games recording of Final Fantasy 15?
Yes. I do.
Final Fantasy 15 is a fun game to make fun of, I guess.
It has so much cool stuff in it and so many cool ideas. But it's also scattered and unimplemented and split into different media. Like for example, the main game, there's a full-on movie that explains a lot of the situation in the game that's not in the game.
Yeah, they released a whole movie.
Yeah, like the movie has its own protagonists and people who are important, who like for example, the game has been out for a long time. So the king of Noctis's country, like there's an attack of the neighboring country, and a lot of the, oh my god, I don't remember the names, like the guards of the king, Kingsglaives, that was the name. There's a lot of people who we get to learn about it, and some of the people you meet later in the multiplayer expansion. But it's like these people are important because they kind of helped create the resistance after Noctis kind of dies in the main story. So they're like they're really unseen, but they're vital to like recreating the world after Noctis is gone for so long.
Final Fantasy 15 is a mess in many ways, but it's kind of just a fun mess, to be honest.
I kind of wanted to say it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts.
No, I wouldn't really go say that, because I don't know. Playing actually Kingdom Hearts, I find it really fun to play. Final Fantasy 15 at some points of time is not like Final Fantasy 15 has a big map, and to go to different places a lot of times takes a bunch of time, and the combat of Final Fantasy 15, like there are people that has made videos about this, that you can kind of just have one weapon and just keep using that on every enemy. Like you just keep pressing the same button.
Jeez. But you know what? I'll say the travel, you're correct about that. But I kind of figured out, if you take your phone and just kind of go on Twitter and do whatever you want and you get a destination, it kind of works. Because it's like, yes, the car is driving by itself, but it's like, what was his name?
Noctis?
No, not Noctis. It's Gladio.
Prompto.
And the last guy.
If I remember correctly, didn't you dislike one of them very much?
Yeah, it was Gladio.
Is he the one with the glasses?
No, that was Ignis. I actually liked Ignis.
Oh, okay. What was your problem with him then?
I think, like, I get Gladio's character. Sure, he's supposed to be this tough guy who's supposed to, not, like, he's supposed to show Noctis not to be such a wuss and such a whiny prince. But I just did not vibe with Gladio. Like, sure, he's hot, but he's also a prick.
Okay. He's hot, but he's a prick.
Yeah, and not in a and not in a fun sense.
Go on, Karol.
Like, because every single person is kind of like a pushover for Noctis. Ignis, he's his caretaker. Sure, he's like strict, but he's also like he's his like mother or like caretaker. Prompto is his friend, so he can't also like really go back against Noctis. So Gladio takes the role of saying like, "Hey, shut up. You have to do this because you're gonna be king."
Yeah, Noctis is kind of he's somewhat interested in stuff in some way. He even thought his kingdom is in danger.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, home trip of the boys.
Yeah. Do you remember that they also released some kind of anime episodes before Final Fantasy 15 also released?
I've seen all of them, and they're also important for characterization.
Like this game is so weird on how much different kind of content Square Enix made of it.
Yeah, it drives me insane. As I said, we have
they made a movie and anime. I'm sure that there is some kind of a book with details too.
There is, and you know what the worst part is? They released, because the ending. There's 3 endings to Final Fantasy 15. There's the original ending, then there's the ending in episode Ignis, and there's the true ending locked behind a separate book that's not even in the game.
What is the true ending?
I have no goddamn idea, because I did not care. But just the fact that you have to read about the ending outside of the game is making me mad.
Well, isn't there also wasn't there also with the DLC that also had a lot of new stories
Yes,
or fleshing out the story?
exactly. Because in the story, Noctis is supposed to be wed to Niflheim's princess Lunafreya, but we see Lunafreya in the first movie where we kind of see that she's been manipulated into betraying the king. But afterwards, she's off screen most of the game. So her DLC was supposed to give her some like what you call it? Action.
Yeah,
Like agency.
something to do.
Exactly, and we were supposed to learn more about her. But the DLC for Lunafreya and for Aranea, which is like the main help for the boys from the Niflheim army, got scrapped.
Yeah, because they suddenly had
Their funding cut.
yeah, kind of like the 15 Final Fantasy 15 was somewhat of a problem. Like there was still a lot of DLC released for that game, and there were still pieces missing.
Yeah, like that's why it's driving me up the wall because we had like a full, like as I said, movie, novel, anime, 4 DLC because it's Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio, all of which take place during the main game. Then we have the multiplayer DLC, which explains when Noctis is gone. It kind of rebuilding the kingdom, and I'm sorry. This I can't like, and there's as you said, there's still pieces missing, and the biggest problem is like as you said, this whole game is such a goddamn problem because it was supposed to be a spin-off of Final Fantasy 13.
Mm.
It was supposed to be like Final Fantasy Versus, but then they developed it further into something else, and it just
Yeah.
I just want it to be good.
Yeah, the development of this game was kind of weird because Tetsu Nomura originally made this as Final Fantasy, a spin-off of Final Fantasy 13, but the 13 wasn't really that connected with the story of this game, so later on they kind of just promoted this to being Final Fantasy 15. But then they took the director Tetsu Nomura out of the game, so it kind of just was. It kind of just were some people that were looking at this and were thinking, okay, how can we fix this in some way?
But you know what? I'm gonna bash Nomura. I cannot bash Nomura because he's successful. But the thing is, you know the ending. Well, I'm gonna circle back to Final Fantasy 3. Kingdom Hearts 3. You know the secret ending to the third game, right?
Yeah.
So spoilers. Basically, Sora kind of like unsnaps everyone like at the final battle, but he kind of breaks like a law of the universe. So he goes into Shibuya, like he leaves the world, and then he meets what was his name? Rex?
Yushora.
Yushora. And Yushora is like he has a lot of similarities to Noctis to a degree that in one of the scenes, if you win against him, he it's like shot for shot recreation of the beginning of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, one of the trailers at least. I don't think that shot was ever put in the game, but one of the trailers at some point, yeah.
And it's like, please, Nomura, the game is dead. Why are you bringing up my feelings again?
Yeah, it's kind of like Final Fantasy lives on in, I guess, Kingdom Hearts
now. He's like Hideo Kojima of Square Enix.
Well, anyway, this episode I guess this turned out to be a video game episode just.
Yeah, it kind of flowed from there from the direct.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, as always, thank you all for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. Don't forget to follow, hit that bell icon, or follow us on socials like Twitter, YouTube, or Tumblr. And also a big thanks to Jahzzar for our outro and intro comedy. See you again in the next episode, and have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.